Have you ever looked at your life and thought, is this it? Is this really what the next 20, 30, or 40 years will look like? That was me at age 24. And the feeling never went away until I started working towards my goals. And let me tell you, my journey from feeling stuck in a traditional career to building my dream life as an entrepreneur was anything but linear. If you're starting to feel the same, watch this video. It just might help you. Hello, hi everyone, kumusta? Welcome back to my channel. Or if you're new here, welcome. My name is Lani, and I'm a lawyer, business owner, and a very proud mum of two amazing boys. I'm a second generation Filipina, born in the UK and raised in the Philippines and in the UK. And this is my judgment-free channel for Filipinos living and working outside the Philippines who want to learn, share, and discuss important things such as money, finances, pensions, business, investments, personal development, and anything that matters to you and our community. In my last video, I talked about motherhood and how it actually helped to propel me into becoming an entrepreneur. While some women may have false beliefs that motherhood may limit or stop them from pursuing their dreams, I found the opposite to be true. Today in this video, I'm sharing the bumps, the detours, the mistakes, and the lessons that got me here. And hopefully it will inspire you to start your own journey towards freedom, purpose, and living life on your own terms. So I started working in the legal industry at 22 years old, fresh out of law school and full of ambition. I was eager and excited and worked my way up as a paralegal to then getting my training contract and to finally qualifying as a solicitor. But when I was 24 years old, while in my first year of my training contract, something in me changed. I had what I like to call my epiphany. I had a glimpse of what my life could look like if I stayed working as an employee in a law firm for the next 40 years. I knew I'd be commuting back and forth for at least an hour each way, working long hours and climbing the corporate ladder towards becoming a director or partner. And yes, I'd probably make very good money, but I knew I'd be trading my time, freedom, and my life. And honestly, that realization made me feel really sad. I also realized that as a woman, the work-life balance expectations, especially if I wanted a family, would be almost impossible to achieve. My husband and I met while he was still studying in university and shortly before I started my legal career. Earlier on in our respective careers, me in the legal field and him in the IT world, my husband and I both had the same thought. Is this it? Is this how life will be for the next 40 years? This is when we started to accept that we did not want to be employees for the next 40 odd years. We decided to explore the world of self-development, entrepreneurship, and business because we knew that we wanted to work for ourselves eventually, to be able to be our own boss and dictate when we would work and how much our earning potential would be. We read every book we could get our hands on, attended seminars, and tried our hand at ventures like property investment, and even dabbled in trading. Unfortunately, none of them really worked for us, but we never gave up on our dreams. We always knew that we wanted more for ourselves. Little did we know then that every step we took was a lesson. While we continued working as employees, these experiments of ours were laying the groundwork for our future. Every failure, every detour, every late night, they were breadcrumbs, guiding us towards the version of ourselves we were meant to become. Looking back, we were learning how to expand our conscious awareness. In other words, we were learning about ourselves, our mindsets, our conditionings, and how these have shaped our lives. We were becoming open to learning how to expand our knowledge, understanding, experience, and beliefs. Fast forward to 2018, when we officially started working together on our business. And if you'd told me back then that my legal career, the thing I once wanted to escape, would actually help us become entrepreneurs, I would have laughed in your face. I always say, God is a comedian, and he sure does have a wicked sense of humor. Looking back now, everything we did before, the jobs, the failures, the early business experiments, they all trained us. They gave us the skills, resilience, and mindset we needed to create our business and live life on our terms. This journey wasn't about having all the answers. It was about trusting the process, learning from setbacks, and embracing the detours. Life doesn't have to be linear to be meaningful. So, what did I learn from this messy, non-linear journey? Here's the truth. Every setback is a lesson. Every detour can guide you to your purpose. Your career, no matter how frustrating, can equip you with tools for the future. Trust the process, even if you don't know the outcome. If you're feeling stuck, overwhelmed, or unsure of your path, I want you to know this. The bumps along the way aren't failures. They're training. They're preparing you for a life that's bigger than you can imagine. Remember the story of Thomas Edison, the man who invented the incandescent light bulb. It took him 10,000 experiments to finally get the one that worked. But you know what he said? He said, I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. Talk about having a strong mindset and resilience. He didn't see the 10,000 attempts as failures. Instead, he saw them as a process of elimination and learning. Another story is that of James Dyson, who made over 5,000 prototypes of his vacuum cleaner before finally achieving success. He too also said that each failed prototype was a learning experience that helped him refine his design. There are so many stories from so many successful entrepreneurs who come from many different backgrounds and walks of life, but who all share the same hero's journey, from failure after failure to finally achieving success. Their common traits? There's so many to name, but these are the top ones. Resilience, grit, drive, perseverance, and the willingness to learn, improve, and pivot as soon as possible. Thomas Edison and Albert Einstein both said, you never fail until you stop trying. My journey to entrepreneurship wasn't linear. It was messy, challenging, but it led me exactly where I'm meant to be. And yours can too. So if my story resonates with you, take one small step today toward your dream life. Whether it's learning something new, starting a side project, or just believing in yourself a little more, that step matters. If you found this inspiring, please give it a thumbs up, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more stories about entrepreneurship, growth, and embracing the journey. See you in the next video.